Are you ready?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah!
It's showtime, folks!
Throwdown Nation, what is going on? We are live on a Monday evening. It is August 24th, 2026, and we are rolling on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch. It is episode 263 of the Throwdown, and we are the community on the interwebs where we celebrate both the art and the sport of professional wrestling with a strong focus on the indies. We bring you the best in hard-hitting, in-depth conversations with the hottest stars and most interesting people in and around independent wrestling worldwide. I'm your host, Matt, and today we are continuing to hang out in what has truly become one of the hotbeds of indie wrestling here in America. I know this to be true because I have had numerous guests on the show from that region, and for the remainder of August, all remaining guests for the month are from Northern California, and today we are throwing down with one of them, America's CEO, Ray Kennedy. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And no lie, man, the talent that is currently emanating from Northern California is just insane. I have had such a good time talking to folks from NorCal. You guys really have something special going on up there.
Yeah, it's insane. I've been up here in Northern California for four years. I'm actually from central southern California, down in Bakersfield, California. I moved up to NorCal 4 years ago, and at that time I kind of was able to almost meet everybody, and just by going to a couple of places, so within a year, it's I kind of knew everybody. But over the last 3 years, it's exploded, and I'll see shows and posts, and I'm just wait, who is that person? Who is that person? And they're training somewhere in Northern California, and I'm just I'm so lost. I only know a couple of people that I train with because part of it is I focused on myself instead of the whole area. But still, it's crazy how much talent is out here right now.
Absolutely. And for those of you watching live, let me direct your attention to the ticker that's running on the bottom of the screen. That contains at least most of our social media accounts along with his. So do us a favor, if you aren't following or subscribed, take the time and go to each of our platforms and do so. It definitely helps both of us. So we'll go ahead and get started with the first and really the most obvious question, and that is, how long have you been wrestling?
So in the ring, I what they call graduated from training a year ago. This month, actually, the show coming up that we have on Saturday is my year in the ring. But I've been working in the industry for the 4 years. The 4 years that I came up here, I got started right away, doing all kinds of different things in the industry. From I started by just posting on social media and taking tickets. A year later, I became the backstage interviewer, which I'm still doing that today. And a couple months after that, I became a referee. So, but as a wrestler, 1 year.
Gotcha. So who actually trained or is training you? Because I know training is a never-ending process.
Yeah. So our head trainer right now is Tony Vargas. I train at the Pro Wrestling Academy in Sacramento. Tony Vargas is our head trainer.
Gotcha. He's actually going to be coming on the Throwdown toward the end of September, so definitely be looking forward to that. I'm excited to be able to pick his brain.
Yeah, Vargas is great. I've learned so much from him.
No doubt. And looking over at the Instagram chat, Big Mo Dog, one half of the damn Devil Dogs who are coming on the show on Friday, has joined us, along with previous guest Thick Poppy CJ and Kayfabe Cult. So we've definitely got some people trickling in, and it's definitely good to see an audience. So, in the early stages of your wrestling training, what would you say was the most challenging aspect of professional wrestling for you to kind of wrap your mind and body around? And did anything surprise you?
I think the hardest thing is just everything we do is unnatural. Falling on the ground is unnatural. You want to put your hands down to save yourself. If you're going to get punched, you're usually like, oh, don't punch me. But here it's like we're falling on purpose and we're trying to take the punch and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff is unnatural. And then the slowing down is, it didn't take me a while. I don't think it took me a while to catch on to that, but that is like a different type of thing that you think, especially when you watch it, you think they're going so fast, but it's always like slow down.
Absolutely. And two things, one, there's actually a saying in the military special operations community, and slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So yeah, I mean, in virtually anything you do, slowing down is not going to hurt anything.
Yeah, I actually seen Aaron Donald just said that on a video I watched. He was teaching lineman moves, and he just said that same exact thing. I was like, hey, that kind of applies to us.
Absolutely. Big Mo Dog just commented, "Class action for life."
Yeah, that's a stable. Me and the Devil Dogs, him and Douglas Frank.
Nice. So, did you come to professional wrestling with a previous athletic background? Had you done other sports or any other type of martial art or combat sport prior to professional wrestling?
So I played sports my whole life. I was a basketball coach for 15 years. I think 16 now. I don't know. I lost count. It's been a long time. But I coached basketball for a long time. I coach sports. I have a physical education degree, so I have a bachelor's degree in physical education. So I have that background of athletics, of trainings, listening to coaches, stuff like that. So I came with that. Other times it's just been studying wrestling, studying stuff, knowing how the body moves, using like people's weight against them. So I don't know. I feel like I caught on kind of quicker than some expected me to, I think, in my opinion.
Right. And you were mentioning, and I've actually kind of had this discussion with other guests I've had on the show. But you were saying that so much of professional wrestling really is counterintuitive to the human survival and well-being instincts. You don't want to
Right.
fall on the ground. So convincing your body and your mind to take bumps has got to be a challenge. I mean, because they hurt.
Yeah, it and it's crazy to me because when I first started training, I was still coaching basketball. So like I would go to training, I would train for a couple months, then basketball season would come, I'd have to take a couple months off. Every time I would go take that first bump, I was always nervous. Even though I've done it before, I was always nervous. Like, oh, I don't know, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna do this. But then I would take it, and then it would be like, okay, I'm fine. But it's still that first bump is always nerve wracking.
Oh, no doubt. So I'm presuming you've been at least a fan of this stuff the majority of your life. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, my entire life. My mom says that I've been watching wrestling since I was 2 years old. I mean, I have a little bit of memories back then, but not too much. But that's what she tells me. Um, One of my major memories is I was 5 years old. I was home from school because I was either sick or having surgery, um, and I remember watching the 1 2 3 Kid beat Razor Ramon on Raw, like
Oh yeah.
so it's like all the way back then. I remember watching that live because I had to stay home, so my mom let me stay up to watch it that night. So,
Nice, nice. You know, I have always felt like Sean Waltman has always been an underrated talent. I mean, I feel like he never really got the flowers he deserved. I mean, that guy could flat go.
yeah, I remember I used to always like him. Like in DX, he was one of my favorites and stuff like that. And then he started as I started getting into like my teen years. That's when like the X Pac heat came. I never really
Yeah.
understood it, but I'm just like, but now like people are like, oh, he's so great, and I'm just like, but like 20 years ago, y'all was saying you didn't like him, so
Yeah.
I don't understand. But at
you
least he
know.
gets respect now. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what was the first live show you ever attended as a fan?
That's hard because, like I said, my mom was taking me and my family, like they were taking me when I was younger. Um, so it's like I have this like faint memory of like the Civic Center in Bakersfield, and like I think like Bret Hart and the Ultimate Warrior, and I kind of remembered a little bit, but not too much. Um, but there's been so many. I remember one during the Attitude Era. It was like a house show. I remember sitting way up top, like the very last row at a house show. I remember like the Big Boss Man was there, like Sable was there. Probably all the stars of that era, but I don't remember too much because now I've been to so many now that it's hard to remember those like individual
Right.
ones. I remember certain ones, but it's like sometimes it gets fuzzy.
Got you. Got you. So again, glancing over at the chat, upcoming guest, actually a week from tonight, 209 Loca has graced us with her presence, and definitely always glad to have her in the audience. And she's coming on, like I said, next Monday to do a Superfan Spotlight episode.
Nice, nice,
So
nice.
So tell us about your gym routine, and in your mind, what are the most crucial exercise or group of exercises that you employ to keep in ring shape with?
Uh, so one thing we do is the stairs. Like one of our assistant trainers, the Godfather of Swole. I think you had him on a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He helps. He's one of our assistant trainers at the academy, and he heavily does cardio, and so a lot of us do the stairs. About 20 minutes on the stairs before the workout. I do like 25 after my workouts. So I flip it. I do my cardio after. And then for me, because I had surgery on my shoulder about a year and a half ago. So I do a lot of like I'm trying to build that to keep that strong. And then core strength is always that's always important. People don't understand the benefits of the core strength. They all want the six pack, but it's not really about that. It's all about the actual strength.
Yeah, yeah, because a strong core will oftentimes get you out of a bad situation. I mean,
Yeah, especially like those lower back pains and all that. Especially we're landing on our back all the time. So it's like I know
yep,
everyone wants to do the lats and stuff, which is fine. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't do those, but like the core strength helps that like lower back and everything, and people forget that. They don't think it's related, but that's all related.
absolutely. So, kind of on the flip side from the gym routine, what is your guilty pleasure cheat day snack of choice?
Um, I love it's a lot. I don't um I don't really do like the cheat days. Like I have my diets, but it's not like where I'm like I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like strict on them. I just try to make sure I get my protein count right and like kind of keep my calories down. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
like pizza is one. I'm having pizza all the time. I got a wife and kids. Pizza is cheap. Like you go to Domino's or Little Caesars sometimes,
Oh
and we're
yeah,
always busy. Like I train an hour away from where I live, so it gets
yeah,
hard sometimes. So it's like pizza is one, but I love burritos and stuff. But how I do it is like I make sure that like my breakfast and my lunches are really like healthy and low calorie, so that when I get to like dinner, it's like I can kind of eat what I want because I kind of got to make up my calories anyways. Because I got to hit my proteins and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I like balance it out and justify it, and it seemed to be working for me a little bit.
gotcha. So, away from wrestling, what are some of your hobbies and interests? What do you like to do with whatever spare time you might have? And being a husband and father, I know spare time is virtually next to nothing. But
Yeah.
what do you like to do?
So right now I am coaching my son's basketball team. I took a step back from the high school, coaching high school, excuse me, and I just focus on him. So now I'm coaching like 10-year-old basketball team. So that's pretty much what I do. Otherwise, I'm playing video games, or I'm really just working on wrestling stuff because not only am I like I said, reffing, backstage interviewer, in ring, um, I do the graphics for Next Level Pro Wrestling now, and I do the write ups and um, I'm trying to do those differently than what you normally see. I'm trying to make it more of the old school, like 90s graphics posters, where it's like, I don't know, it like told a story. So when you look at it, you know what it is. So instead of just throwing everybody on. And then the write ups, I'm doing those a little bit different. I envision a highlight reel voiceover as I'm doing the write ups for the match card. So it's like, yeah, that's what I do in my free time. That's my free time right there.
Nice. So something that we've done in all of these episodes, and we'll be getting to this later on in the show. But something that we do is we let the current guest ask a question for the next guest. And one of my recent guests, a guy that you probably know, D Rogue, uh,
Okay.
actually um, actually posed this question, and I just thought it was such a cool question that I've incorporated it into my permanent repertoire of questions for the show. And that is, if your wrestling career thus far could be summed up in a movie, what movie would it be?
Oh,
Isn't that a cool
um,
question?
yeah. The one that comes to mind would be it's an older movie called Head of State with Chris Rock.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites, but only it's in a different way. I guess I would be the villain in that movie, like just because of who my character is. I kind of feel like that's who I am, is that guy that's running against Chris Rock in the presidential election. Um, So, otherwise, like maybe the South Park movie, because a lot of the inspiration that like me and like Douglas Frank and Big Mo Dog we take and all a lot of our ideas are from South Park, and then we go and apply them and adjust them that way. So maybe the South Park movie too, but yeah, I think Head of State.
Nice, nice. We've got the Wingman 19 and a guy that we spoke about a few minutes ago, Sean Sims, hanging out with us now. And he was just on the other day, man. Sean is good people. I
Yeah,
really had a good time with him.
Sean is great. Don't let him know I said that though. But,
So, in wrestling, who inspires you the most and why?
as in like people I know or like professionals or either one. Like not I
All
shouldn't
of the
say professionals, like
all of the above.
okay. Let's see. John Cena. That's one that comes to mind. When everybody was on the you can't wrestle train, even though I was within that like demographic of like the teenagers that didn't like, I was always like Cena was always my ride or die, like 100%. I would be the only one in the stands cheering for him while everyone else is chanting against him. Just the whole not caring what anyone says about you and just staying true to yourself. It really resonated. Um, CM Punk is another one. The his straight edge thing. I don't drink or smoke. Um, and so when he came out, I remember his debut and he came out on ECW and said that. I was just like, that's my guy right there. Like, and so with him, it's been ride or die as well. Um, I might get a lot of heat for this, but Vince McMahon, I know he's had like issues in the past, but like his work ethic is like second to none. And what he has done for the industry to take like the territories and to make it global, like it's just insane. And just the stories you hear about how he works, it's just like uh that's inspiring. And I wish I can do that. And sometimes I just kind of think of like he can do it, like okay, I can try, but like I know like I can't, like you just can't get there. Um but yeah, those are probably like the three. And then just in life in general, um shout out to Mo and Douglas Frank. Those are two of my best friends. We keep each other going. Right now it's we're for each other. And that's what we're talking about. They're inspiring. And then just the whole training class at the Pro Wrestling Academy. Uh we all have different stories, we all have different backgrounds, and we all come together and we all love each other like so much and just push each other, and we all want each other to succeed. There's no selfishness, there's no jealousy in that class. Everybody is so happy for everybody when they get their time to shine. It's an amazing atmosphere and environment to keep you going.
Absolutely. So you mentioned that you're originally from kind of Central California. I think you said like Bakersfield, that area.
Yeah, Bakersfield,
Um,
California.
so what was your favorite thing about Bakersfield, and what is your favorite thing about NorCal?
My favorite thing about Bakersfield was getting out of there. Uh, um, if you knew Bakersfield, then like everybody would be like, yeah, that's true. There's not a lot to do. It's hot. It's a desert. It's like the worst air pollution in the country. Like you could look it up. Like I think it's like number 3. It's like rated like it. So yeah, like getting out of there was like. Mm. Um, in NorCal, it's just filled with so many opportunities. Um, like I said, I was coaching in Bakersfield for like 15, 12 years before I moved up here. And it just kind of felt stuck. Like I would get like from junior highs to high school to varsity, but I felt stagnant. And now I come up here and in 4 years, like I've done everything in professional wrestling, right? Like, backstage, all that production, all that wrestling, ref. I've done all of that. I've met so many people. I was a varsity coach at a school up here, and now I'm like doing stuff in the community with basketball. And it's just like almost anytime I step out my door, there's some other opportunity waiting for me. And I don't know if it's the area. I don't know if I opened my mind, but that's just it just seems like there's so much opportunities. Even in the small town that I'm living in, I'm finding opportunities.
Gotcha. Big Mo Dog over in the Instagram chat just said cheeks.
Oh, he's talking to Sims.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the tribal cheeks, Sean Sims.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, we're living in a very interesting time politically, obviously.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about in-ring Ray Kennedy and kind of compare and contrast him with everyday you. I'm curious to hear how the persona came about and evolved and everything else. So give us a rundown.
Yeah. So things I say, like because of where I grew up with and who I grew up with, I've become very socially aware. And so I make jokes like because I grew up watching Dave Chappelle, right?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up watching a lot of comedians. And so to me, to bring awareness, you make jokes, right? And that's how I communicate. That's me. So I'm always making some kind of joke like that, right? So now with Ray Kennedy, what I've done is just take like my jokes and say them seriously. And then it just comes up, right? And then it just like it took off. So if you see the flashy jacket, I already had that for my backstage interview character, Roy Kennedy, because my thing was like I was gonna be like the Craig Sager of like Next Level, right? That's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be like this flashy jacket person. So Justin Caton, at the time, he was the owner of Next Level, and he said that could be my character. It'd be America's CEO. And when he said that, my mind went to where it is, and I took it in like the whole like different sort of where all the political people get hate, and I took it that way because that's where everybody goes. That's just what my mind went to. And then it just ran. It's just easy for me to come up with stuff because we're making jokes like that all the time. So
Gotcha. So tell us about your very first match. What was it like? How did it go? And what were your thoughts about it?
my very first match, I actually have to shout out to Sean Sims because he was scheduled in that match, but he was double booked and he couldn't make it. Something happened. And what is the wrestlers saying all the time? Always bring your gear. I had just been given the green light on like Tuesday or Thursday of that week that I was ready. And they're like, they told me, they're like, you're ready. So probably like September or October, you'll have your match. Okay, cool. But, me being me, always bring your gear. So I was like, you know what? They said I'm ready, like just in case. And I had been packing my wrestling gear for, I don't know, like a couple months since I started training, since I felt like, well, maybe my number could get called. So I'm up there doing production. I was the assistant director at the time. Got my headset on. I'm listening to commentary. And then they go, Adam, you got your gear? And I was like, yep. They're like, all right, you're wrestling Chucky D for the TV title tonight. Go get dressed. I'm like, all right, I'll get dressed at intermission. So um, that's how it happened. And then I just went and talked to Chucky. We talked a little bit. Um, and I went out there like unannounced. I don't want to say unprepared because like I trained, so like I was prepared for it. It wasn't like no big deal, but like it was a big deal. It was my first match, but um, I just went out there and everybody asked how it was. I was like, it's just like training. I think also like from my coaching experience, I'm used to being in front of a crowd. I'm used to people
Yeah.
cheering and all that. So like that didn't like I don't know. That didn't bother me. Like I liked it. I felt like I was able to do things. I actually did better there. Like the light went on and I just uh I felt it. Like the interaction that they've been telling me to have like is hard in training, but like the crowd there just I was able to do it and it was a good time.
Gotcha. So we've heard about the first one. Now, if you can narrow it down, tell us about your favorite match that you've been a part of.
Oh, let's see which ones. It's been a couple. Oh, you know what? I know. It hasn't been released. I don't know what's going on with it, but we did a like private show, and I wrestled Trixie Kato, and it was a like knighting ceremony for one of our people who he also does LARPing, and so he wanted to bring the two things together. So it was like this big event. It was really cool. Um, but the reason this is my favorite, me and Trixie, we trained together at the academy and so we have a really good chemistry. But we were able to tell this story from that first match with me and him to the last match, which was the Devil Dogs and versus Western Light, Judas Day and Tommy Casalino, and we were able to tell a story that kind of went throughout the whole show with that, and just the things we were able to do there. We were given freedom to just go tell your story, and the Devil Dogs came out and helped me win, and it was really fun. We could tell we had the crowd going. It that match I felt that I had control. Like that was one of the matches where I felt like I had control of the crowd.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, Big Pusha Elliot Ray just joined us. We've got quite a few people hanging out with us in the Instagram chat, and that's always definitely good to see.
Me and
And
me and Elliot had a me and Elliot had a great spot in the Chaos Rumble back in December. That was a fun spot we did.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's another previous guest and just a great guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what is the future for Ray Kennedy? Where is it evolving to?
So, as I know me and you have talked about this off air. My future right now is kind of up in the air. I've only told a couple people, but right now I'm dealing with a neck issue. Um, I'm not cleared, but it is like where my neck is more prone to injury with like heavy slams and heavy physical activity and stuff. So it's called degenerative disc disease. Um, it's a weird name because it's not a disease, but they call it that. But basically, like in my C4 and C5, the padding in between uh, the whatever they're called is like going, so it's causing a lot of pain. Um, but with my doctor and a couple other people, they said that with treatment and physical therapy and stuff, that I could probably get back. But as of right now, I took the time to like step away, make sure that I get my body healthy. So as for Ray, I'm not sure. Hopefully, I get back. If anything, I'm gonna push for December to try and make it back to the Rumble, the Chaos Rumble. But as for me, I still got my other gimmick, Roy Kennedy, that does the backstage interviews. So I'll still be doing those. And then as myself, Adam, I am the director at Next Level Pro Wrestling. So I do the live camera cuts to get us ready for our weekly show that airs every Thursday night. So I'll still be doing that. So I'll still be around, still be in the business, just in the ring. I got to step back for a minute.
Got you. So, you've been around the business long enough that I'm sure you've developed at least some of these. So what would you say is your biggest wrestling-related pet peeve?
Oh, as a, like, in ring or just in general? I got a couple.
In general. Okay, let's hear it.
One of my biggest things is when they use like a previous like WWE style poster and they just changed like their font and the graphic and like put their stuff in it. So it's like WrestleMania 13 with like the flames or whatever, and then they put their stuff in it. And to me, I'm just like, it's a pet peeve of mine. I think as a creative like designer, I'm just like, we can't come up with something different.
That's just lazy.
Yeah, I didn't even say it, but I mean, I do get it from a marketing standpoint because you like it catches your eye, but I'm still like, can't we have our own identity? And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, take inspiration. Don't get me wrong, because that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to take their style and make the posters like that, but I'm not like ripping them off and just changing the names. So there's that. In promos when they say like, so you see, I can't stand that. It's like going off because you see, because it's just like, no, come on, nobody talks like that. Like, so let's not talk like that. And then in the ring, it's like, is this your guy? When you're a heel, like, this is your guy. Like, come on, that's we can't come up with something better than that. Like, then this is your guy. Like, you can say that, you can get that message across. Just be more creative. Because as a fan, when you ask me that, I always said no. You're like, oh, is this your guy? No, that's not my guy. I don't know who that is. No,
I don't have a guy.
And so yeah. So now what are you going to say, right? As a heel, I just made you look dumb because you're like, this is your guy. Nope. Where's all your heat go? It's gone. So it's like, come up with something else. That's just my stuff. There'll probably be people that disagree because there's people that do it, and they'll probably be like, "Oh, you're wrong." But that's my opinion.
Absolutely. So, do you have an all-time favorite match as a fan? Is there a match or matches that are kind of near and dear to your heart that you find yourself circling back to?
Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 19. Chris Jericho is one of my favorite heels. One of my first favorite heels. So that's like circled there. Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8. And CM Punk versus John Cena at Money in the Bank 2011.
Nice. So piggybacking onto that question, do you have an all-time favorite promo as a fan?
So besides Punk's pipe bomb, because like that's like a given. Joey Styles' pipe bomb. If you guys don't remember, it's like it was on Raw. He had just gotten fired. He came out and he went off, and he's like, "I'm not good enough to call Backlash." That I love that promo. There's a couple others. There's a line CM Punk said to the Big Show one time. I don't know why it sticks with me, but he's like, "You're stupid and nobody likes you." I don't know why. I love that one. And CM Punk's like, your arms aren't long enough to box with God or something like that when he said that to the Rock.
Yeah.
So, and a couple of Cena ones here and there are always classic, but off the top of my head, those are the ones that I go to.
Gotcha. So this is one of these questions that the answer can literally almost change moment to moment, hour to hour, day to day. But at this very moment, in your opinion, who are the best male and best female wrestlers in the world? Who is the best man and who's the best
like
woman right now?
today? Oh man.
Yeah, and like I said, it can almost change day to day.
Yeah. Oh man, today is hard because I'm like, it. I don't connect with the current product like I do or like I used to.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you ask me greatest of all time, I had that answer ready. But today I'm like, I probably have to go with Punk, like maybe Roman, put him up there. In as women, I'm always going to have like a soft part for like AJ Lee and Alexa Bliss. I know a lot of people like are gonna, they might agree with the AJ Lee one, but Alexa, they're not. Like, I know a lot of people are not going to agree with that, but whatever. I just think she's the best all around. Her promos feel natural. She's great in the ring. I don't feel like she's trying like the other females. I feel like are always like trying too hard to not be like females. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how it comes off, right? But hers just seems natural. Like she's just talking to us. She's not like trying to cut a promo. But other than that, like I'm not really watching much of anything outside of WWE right now. I try to catch AEW at times, but nobody stands out over there to me. Swerve, I love Swerve.
Osprey's really good.
Yeah, he is, but it's not my style, right? Like
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to take like things away from people, and as I've gotten into the business, I try to refrain like from putting other wrestlers down, right?
Yeah, of
So
course.
it's just more like that's not my style, and that's not like
Not your flavor of ice cream.
yeah. So yeah. But anytime anyone could get in the ring, like it takes a load of talent, especially do it at that level. But I might not agree with the choices, but also like they're on TV and I'm not. So
Yeah.
but still, yeah, like it's just not my. They're good, but yeah, I'm not going out of my way to watch an Osprey match. I'm not going out of my way to watch like a Young Bucks match or a Kenny Omega. Swerve, on the other hand, I'll go watch a Swerve match. I'll go watch an MJF match, but like, yeah, I'm not going out of my way to watch those guys.
Gotcha. So, in the time that you've been a wrestling fan, what would you say is the biggest or worst example of a wrestling company dropping the ball when it comes to a talent?
Oh, we just had. I feel like there was just one recently, and it's coming. Oh man, who was it? I feel like there's a big one recently. It's like at the tip of my tongue, and I'm like, wait, who? Where'd they drop the ball? Who was that? Let's see.
I can think of a recent one.
Yeah, who's on your mind right now? And maybe we'll
I'm
pop
thinking,
mine.
I'm thinking Killer Cross.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, he had a lot of momentum behind him, and then it just fell out.
Yeah, they just
LA Knight, right? Like
yeah.
he was on fire, and then they just didn't want to pull the trigger. You can go, like we could look in the 80s. We could go with a lot of people in the 80s because of the Hogan era,
yeah.
right? And it's just there's a lot. Swerve in the WWE because look what he's doing in AEW right now, right? It's a lot. It's crazy. You can say letting CM Punk go for a decade was the biggest drop, but maybe not because look what it did.
He didn't want to be there. I mean,
Well, I know, but he didn't want to be there because of the way they were treating him. So it's like if they treat him better, then he's still there. But at the same time, it's like it almost adds to the legend of CM Punk.
It does.
So it almost makes it better. Like, would he be as big as he is now had he not been away for 10 years?
Yeah.
So
Over in the chat, Badman Pro Wrestler said Ray Kennedy versus Osprey. Book it.
yeah, let's go. Let's do it. He can fly
And-
around all he wants, but just one filibuster and it puts him down. So
Yeah, yeah. And he also brought up Ilya Dragunov. And I agree. I mean, he apparently is gone from WWE. He has let his contract expire.
yeah, but I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with letting him go. Is he a good wrestler? Yeah, but at the same time, like, why
No
do
charisma.
why do I want to see his matches? And that's like a lot of people that they don't understand the art of pro wrestling or whatever you want to call it, sports entertainment. I grew up a WWE guy. I love WCW too. And one of my favorite things to do is go watch like early 90s WCW with all the hokey like Mountain of Doom and all that. Like I love that stuff. Like it's so stupid, but I love it.
The Shockmaster.
Yes, like the Shockmaster, the boat blowing up with the midget on it, like
Yeah.
all of that stuff. Like I love all of that stuff. Like that's like to me, it's like I don't know. There is a line of like stupid pro wrestling, and then there's a line of like, hey, it's entertainment and let's have fun.
Yeah.
And just like there's a lot of I had this conversation with a lot of people that and I'll probably get heat for this, but who cares? That's what Ray Kennedy is all about. That a lot of the European wrestlers, when they come over, their character is that they're a European wrestler. Besides like Finn Balor, all European wrestlers are just European wrestlers, and it's just like, can we be something else? I mean, you got Finlay, Regal, Sheamus, Balor. Other than those four, it's just like they're all just like really good European wrestlers, and that's their character. And then people are like, oh, they're so great, but it's like, yeah, but like, why do we want to watch them?
Exactly. I mean, this may be kind of an unpopular opinion, but I'm not that enamored with Gunther or Walter or whatever you want to call him.
Me neither.
I mean, he can wrestle, yeah, but I mean, essentially, he's power bomb, chest chop, sleeper hold.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not a big fan of his either. He bores me to tears. Like I'm so bored when I watch him. For me though, like I said, I love wrestling for the stories. So like if I'm catching up on Raw, I'll watch the promos and fast forward the matches till the end, see who wins, because like until we get to the pay-per-view, right? And then I'll watch the pay-per-view because that's where it's at. But on our Raw, it's just like what's going on, what's the storyline, why do I want to watch the pay-per-view? I don't like watching wrestling just to watch wrestling. I don't that's why you give me a match and I'm trying to create some kind of story with it. As you see all my promos on my Instagram, I'm always trying to create some kind of story, even if there isn't one, because that's what it's about to me. I don't wrestling just for wrestling's sake. That's why I don't watch the UFC. I don't watch MMA because I'm just like, why are two people are fighting for what? Like it don't make sense to me. I want the drama. I want the story.
Gotcha. So, and this can be present day or past. Who would be a dream opponent? Who would be somebody you would love to have the opportunity to share a ring with?
Cena. John Cena. Like he's number one. John Cena is the GOAT. Like I'll argue with anybody any day of the week. John Cena over everyone.
Gotcha. So, you haven't been doing this that long, but I mean, I'm sure this applies to one degree or another. So I'll ask you, what hurts right now?
My neck. It's my neck, my shoulder, my lower back, and that's all. The crazy thing is that my shoulder injury is a basketball injury. I was playing basketball at the park, and my shoulder went from like years of wear and tear from playing football as a kid. like, and then it went. Um, but my neck, I think that's just wear and tear, age, and weight and stuff. But yeah, my neck, my shoulder at times, but that's a little bit better. But yeah, right now it's my neck.
Gotcha. So I'm presuming it's probably going to be your finisher, but what is your favorite move? What is something you just really enjoy doing? And then on the flip side of that, is there a move that you won't do or you would at least rather not do? And that can be either giving or receiving.
Um, so I love doing the filibuster, which is that like Farouk one-handed spine buster. That's not even my finisher. My finisher is the stroke, like that Jeff Jarrett used to do. Like
Yeah,
that's my finisher. Um, and I love throwing clotheslines. I have like short arm clotheslines. I have a couple that come out of like the ropes. I love throwing. I love throwing lines. German suplexes. I don't want to take a German suplex. Um, we don't even like. Yeah, it's kind of banned. Where we are, there's been too many injuries and stuff, so we don't do those. Especially with my neck, way too much stuff can go
yeah,
wrong. Um, not that I don't trust people, but it's just we got to be careful of that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it's it's not worth it at doing what we do. We're not on the big stage, so that's it's not worth it to like injure our necks or our way of life or any of that.
Absolutely. So, knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Um, Start earlier, right? Because I was like 30. How old am I now? I was like 34 when I started. It's just kind of that like I don't know, this like fear. I was supposed to come up to NorCal when I was like graduated high school, but I stayed down in Bakersfield and went to college there. Um, I wish that I've heard it both ways, which is funny. People that have taken my path, so me that has taken my path, I wish I took the different path. I wish I pursued wrestling first and followed my dreams first and seen how far I could go and then go back and be like, oh, okay, I can't really do it or I'm not going to make it, whatever it is, and then go to college or like train and do college at the same time and been more aware of like I could do both at the same time. Um, I wish I would have went that route instead of like college, career, family, and then wrestling. Um, but then I hear people that like went the opposite of me, and they're like, "I wish I would have got my degree first." Um, so I don't know. And even as a teacher, to me, I'm just like, college is always going to be there, but like our bodies aren't. Like our youth
Yeah,
isn't, our energy isn't. So like go out and follow your dreams while you're young, while you don't have a family you need to take care of, where it's just you. So if you need to sleep on someone's couch, you can. If you need to sleep in the car, like it's just you. There's no one else worried about you. Like go do it then, right? Don't like do it when you have a family and like if you get hurt, well now who's going to provide, right? If you lose your
yeah.
house, like now you got all these people that you can't just go sleep on someone's couch. So that's my life. Just like follow your dreams as early as possible.
Gotcha. So, do you have any pre show traditions? Any things that you try to do consistently before you walk through the curtain?
Just stretch, eat a couple of gummy bears. Like that's really it. I don't usually like for me, I'm usually sitting in production, so I'm usually like I got my headphones on and I'm listening to commentary to like the match before mine, and then I go out, I stretch a little bit, um, and then like that's really it. Like while I'm there, like I said, eat a couple gummy bears. Uh, I've had my energy drink already earlier in the day, like earlier, like right before the show started, so usually pretty good, but nothing like what you hear from other people. No, I'm just um yeah, I see other people like they'll go over their match, like they're like do like all that. No, not me. We're just gonna go out there and do it. Like we're gonna call it in the ring.
Gotcha. So, Tell us a bit about your gear bag. What all do you carry in your gear, and do you carry anything unique or unusual in your gear?
Nothing like unique or unusual, but I probably have more stuff in there than most people because not only do I have my wrestling gear, I always take my ref shirt. I always take my jacket for Roy because I might do interviews. For a minute, they took me off interviews so I could focus on wrestling, but I still always had my gear, like just in case, because always bring your gear. So like I'll have two jackets, I'll have a button up shirt, I'll have two ties in case they need me to do like a manage or a segment as Ray, and then I have my wrestling gear, like I said, my rep shirt. I have clothes to change into after. I have my no one cares, work harder flag that we hang out like above. So we were like yelling. You've probably seen the picture. We were like yelling at people, and we hold
Yeah.
that up. Then I have my signs my protest signs that I bring to the ring with me. But yeah, like I think I have more than most people because I also have my shoes, my wrestling shoes, and then my ref shoes. Like, I have a lot. I'm just like, this is a lot.
Gotcha. Um, Again, glancing over at the chat, A209 fan has joined us, and he commented one of the things that you do pre-match is yell at fans when they walk into next level.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you see, like I showed you our the shirt right here, right?
Yeah.
And that is from us sitting. There's a high rise, like our locker room is upstairs, and then like you go into like what we call our gorilla, but you can look down and see the fans. So that's where I hold up my no one cares, work harder sign, and as people are walking in, me and the Devil Dogs, Douglas Frank and Big Mo Dog, we're just yelling at people, getting that heat, telling them to go home, telling them, yelling at some old fans that they're on the field trip from the retirement home, and yelling at people that like how'd they get in because we don't accept EBT, and blaming people for stealing our shoes. We made fun of this one fan because he wore a Jamie Shark shirt and not our shirts that he bought, so we giving him a bad time. But yeah, that is like a pre-show ritual that like you're only going to experience that at next level. Like, you don't experience that anywhere else. So.
Gotcha. So we are at the point in the show where, and we've done this in every episode, we've let the current guest ask a question for the next guest. And the previous guest was Sean Sims. And the question, and he heard you were the next guest, so the question is, where did you get the jacket?
The jacket, to be honest, I ordered a lot of my jackets off Shein. Or actually, no. It depends on what jacket you're talking about. A couple of them came from Amazon. The one I wear to the ring, the American one, that came from Amazon, and the paint splatter one that I now wear as Roy came from Amazon. But I have a couple other ones like the sparkle one. I got like a pink one, an orange and blue one. Those came from Shein. But yeah, it's just Amazon. That's all it is.
Nice. So, since this is part of a series, do you have a question that you would like to pose for the next guest, who happened to be the Devil Dogs?
The Devil Dogs, my guys. Oh man, I don't know what to ask them because like those are my best friends.
You know everything.
I know everything. You just have them explain why Ray Kennedy and the Devil Dogs are the greatest thing to come out of Northern California.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, during his farewell tour, John Cena kept bringing up the concept of leaving wrestling better than he found it. And that really resonated with me, and I just thought, well, what a cool thing to strive for. And so I've kind of incorporated that also into my repertoire here. So what how ultimately do you hope to one day leave wrestling better than you found it? What are you trying to do to make a difference?
A couple of things actually. Um, One of the things I've always came in very loyal to the promotions that give me a chance. So the very first promotion that gave me a chance was Action Coast Wrestling. I still work for them, and then the other one, Next Level Pro Wrestling. There's been a couple others that I've done work for, but like those are my two big ones right now. Um, and it's always like I've always tried to put them above my own interest and trying to build that company so I could look back on and be like, that's what I helped build. So like at Next Level right now, like I said, I'm doing the graphics. I'm trying to change the way that graphics are like done, right? They're shown, they're presented. I'm trying to change the way write-ups are done and shown and presented. Um, and then just being supportive, trying to take people under our wings, just trying to be happy for people when they get their chance, right?
Yeah.
No matter how I feel, no matter if it's always a weird thing when you're on a team, and this comes from the sports. You want your teammates to like do better and shine, but also you don't want them to take your spots. And that's kind of how I look at the Pro Wrestling Academy. I want my guys to shine. I'm happy for them. So if they like take my spot or they whatever, they're getting more opportunities than me. I have to look at me and not at them, but I'm happy for them nonetheless. And that's what I wish that more people would, or more training classes, schools would be about. They would be more about each other. They would be, instead of like selfish. But it's really weird because like wrestling is kind of a selfish thing because you want to market yourself as well and get yourself there and get yourself up, but you also need other people to help you get there. It's a really weird dynamic, but I always feel like whatever you give in, you're going to get back tenfold. So if I give and give and give to everybody, eventually that will come back to me.
Absolutely. So we're pretty much at the end of things now, and I know you had mentioned that at least for now you're kind of stepping away from the in-ring stuff, but do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you want to give some hype to?
Yeah, like I said, I'll still be at shows because I'm still the director at Next Level Pro Wrestling. I'm still doing all the graphics and all that. So this Saturday, August 29th, Sacramento, California, we have New Beginnings. So that's what are we on? Season 5 now. So because we film for TV too, that's like our premiere show for our like new season. So that's this Saturday night, 7 p.m. in Sacramento on September 12th. Let me make sure that's the right date. I believe it's September 12th. We also have a Next Level show, which is, September 12th. That is another all steel cage show that is at Victory Outreach Church in Sacramento. It's basically a charity show to help the church and the Riders Out of Darkness raise money. So it's a big like family event. There would be like games and prizes and all that kind of stuff for like the kids and stuff. And it's all steel cage show. So we'll have the cage in the parking lot and all of that. And then September 18th, man, see, I'm busy. My calendar is big. September 18th, ACW at Logged Off Brewery in Rancho Cordova, California. That's an outdoor event behind the brewery. It's a fun time. So come out to any of those shows. But this Saturday is the next one.
Nice. Well, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown, this Friday, the 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, we have episode 265 with the Damn Devil Dogs. Definitely excited to have them on. I've had some conversations with them, and this is going to be fun. Tag teams are always fun to have on the show because they'll sit there and riff off of each other, and to some extent, you just wind them up and let them go, and it's a good time. Um, and then on Monday the 31st, I don't have a slide prepared yet, but Monday the 31st, we've got the Superfan Spotlight episode with 209 Loca. Definitely looking forward to having her on as well. It's always fun to spotlight the fans, and from what I understand, if there is a show in NorCal, you can pretty much count on her being there.
Yeah, we have great fans in NorCal where they'll follow and they travel, and it's become a great little community to get to know all the fans as well. I started as a fan myself. I was in the front row of a couple of these shows, and then it just grew and took off from there. But it's great because you get to know everybody. And then they're really supportive. So we have great fans in NorCal.
Absolutely. And for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays and such, thank you for that. If you like what we've got going here, definitely do the old like, comment, share, and subscribe. And before we wrap all of this up, do you have any final words?
Final words. Yes. No one cares. Work harder.
Love it. Love it. Truer words were never spoken. And until Friday night with the damn Devil Dogs, be good to each other, love each other.